After tumbling out of the Champions League at the hands of Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester City returned to Premier League action this weekend against the same opposition. With a quadruple now out of sight, Pep Guardiola's side will be focused on winning the two remaining trophies available to them this season, and the week ahead is a crucial one for City's hopes of retaining their crown. After hosting Spurs at the Etihad Stadium again on Saturday, Guardiola's side must make the short trip to Old Trafford to face Manchester United in midweek, a match that is their game in hand over title rivals Liverpool. City cannot afford to slip up, and a trio of pundits do not expect the title chasers to encounter problems this weekend, as they all predict the defending champions will bounce back to avenge their midweek defeat. You can see what they had to say below. Mark Lawrenson, 2-0 City, BBC. Surely City won't be as open in this game as they were on Wednesday night. They cannot afford to invite any more chaos this time. With Harry Kane out injured, City must have known Spurs would want to play on the break with pace, so I did not understand why Fernandinho did not start, because his game is all about protecting their back two or back four. City have got enough players who can go and win them the game without being so gung-ho about it, and I thought they missed the Brazilian midfielder in that crazy opening spell when Son Heung-min scored twice. So I would expect Fernandinho to start on Saturday, and, if he is patrolling those deep midfield areas, I think City will control the game this time far better than they did in midweek. Michael Owen, City win, BetVictor No quadruple for Manchester City this season after Spurs won an epic Champions League quarter-final on away goals at the Etihad midweek. City may count themselves unlucky, but they must dust themselves down and prepare for two tumultuous PL games over the next week, given they travel to Old Trafford midweek for the rearranged Manchester derby. City have won their last three PL games against Spurs, and, let's not forget, they did win the second leg tie on Wednesday. Spurs have much to play for themselves as they chase a top four finish. They cannot afford to just concentrate on the Champions League, although they will be favourites against Ajax in the semi-final. Spurs will always be a threat on the break, but I feel City will take all 3 points and set up what promises to be an Old Trafford showdown on Wednesday. Paul Merson, 3-0 City, Sky Sports. I can't see anything other than a Man City win. Spurs don't have the biggest squad in the world, and the other night will have taken a lot out of them. I think both teams changing things up will still result in a City win. It is not a matter of revenge. It is a strange one, because if you would have asked them last week, City would rather have won the Champions League and Liverpool the league. Now it could be the other way around. Tottenham could easily rest players for this game, and then just make sure they beat Brighton. With their injuries, they need to start prioritizing their games now and look at what games they will win and which they are less likely to win. It is not every day they get to a Champions League semi-final. They will rest players after such a quick turnaround. You've seen what the pundits have had to say, now it's time to make your predictions. This week's FOOTIE 5 matches: Bournemouth v Fulham, Huddersfield v Watford, West Ham v Leicester, Wolves v Brighton, Newcastle v Southampton.